It's big, it's beautiful, and you're gonna love it.
Welcome to Breakfast of... What? Oh, welcome to Get This, the thinking man's analysis of people chasing airplanes, naked ATV drivers, fast food rage, and all the other hard-hitting stories cable news doesn't want you to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, Get This.
That's right. Welcome to Get This every Tuesday and Thursday at noon here on Griffin Radio. I am your ever-widening host, DJ Lunchbox here, joined with my co-host,
DJ Supremus.
And it is just the two of us. Unfortunately, B. Millie is at home recovering from, the plague or
influenza.
Something. Is it influenza? Okay.
I don't know.
See, I was going to give him something exotic and interesting. Something
is influenza
relatively
not
unknown.
Exotic and interesting?
No. Influenza is sort of like Apple. It comes out with a new model every year.
You know what?
Heyo.
Okay, so real quick, I just thought this was really funny. So I was going to make like a story on our Instagram, which is Griffin Radio SD. If y'all aren't following us on Instagram, just, like promoting your show, saying that we're live right now. And then I accidentally swiped up and it had a location option. And I was like, maybe if I type in Griffin Radio, it'll be an option, right?
Yeah.
So Griffin Radio, solidly alone is not an option, but Griffin Radio staff bathroom is a location. You
know what? That is the most important thing I think we could have learned out of that.
Oh my goodness.
Because who cares where the radio station is, but when you need to know where a toilet is.
When you need to know where our staff bathroom is, that is important. Should I put that as our location?
I think you absolutely should.
Absolutely.
That is adjacent.
Here we go.
Oh, the things we learned today. I love that.
Yeah.
The views, comments, and opinions expressed on the show are those of individuals and not necessarily shared by Griffin Radio, the Media Communications Department, Grossmont College, or the Grossmont Cuyamaca Community College District. This podcast is copywritten by Griffin Radio and Grossmont College 2019. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I figured we'd do a little housekeeping first and foremost because, we like to get these announcements out the way.
Indeed.
We're not just here for our own amusement. We're also here to perform a service.
Indeed.
Being a educational program.
And loving our community.
Absolutely. So in that name, Griffin Radio is a proud part of the Grossmont College community, and we're always looking to highlight news and information about clubs and events our fellow students and faculty should know about. If you have any news or announcements you'd like us to mention on the air, please bring any ASGC-approved flyers to Griffin Radio over here in Building 20, Room 205, or email our promotions manager at griffinradiostation@yahoo.com. griffinradiostation@yahoo.com.
Also, if you happen to see any of us out and, you recognize that we're from the station, honestly, feel free to come talk to us.
We're not as insufferable as we sound, I promise.
Yeah.
You may have seen us out there on the quad yesterday for the student fair, which was pretty cool.
Whoop, whoop.
Wow, there's some old announcements, so we need to get these out of here. No more for February. Wow, I remember you bringing this one to me about the XQ Super School Live at the beginning of the semester, and it's 2 weeks away.
See, I remember it too because it was just so amusing to have Dr. Wehrig swing open the office door, hand me a stack of papers, and walk out. I was like, okay.
Okay, we'll do this thing. Twist them into fire starters.
Okay, so we're promoting this, I'm assuming.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't have been promoting this. Maybe it was a warning.
Oof.
XQ Super School Live is coming to Spreckles Theater on Thursday, March 14th. Full of stories, selfies, and multimedia adventures, this one-of-a-kind event is an inspiring storytelling tour to celebrate the everyday heroes transforming America's high schools. XQ launched in 2015 and offers free open sources tools and materials so that every community can rethink their high schools. All proceeds from ticket sales benefit local nonprofit organizations, so come see this immersive event. Oh God, I inhaled the wrong way.
Oh no.
XQ Super School Live is on Thursday, March 14th at 7:30 p.m. For more information and to buy tickets, visit popupmagazine.com. Starting March 14th until the 23rd, the Grossmont College Theater Arts Department presents Spring Awakening, a musical based on the play by Frank Wedekind. Spring Awakening shows on Thursdays and Fridays at 7:30 and Saturdays at both 2 and 7:30 p.m. For tickets, call 619-644-7234 or visit grossmont.edu/theater brochure. And theater is the classical spelling, THEATRE brochure. grossmont.edu/theater brochure.
Theatre brochure, if you
Theatre.
will.
Theatre.
Theatre.
Yes. Thank you. Grossmont Stagehouse Theater is located here on campus at 8800 Grossmont College Drive off the 125 in El Cajon. If you can see Grossmont from the freeway, you've just completely missed your exit, so make a U-turn and give it another shot. Be brave. You want to do a couple over here? We got some more. Ooh, that's a good one, too. I know Austin wanted us to push the adult thingy.
Yes. Okay, if you're looking for a new career opportunity, check out the Griffin Works internship program. Learn about industries, make valuable connections, build your resume, and get professional experience. There are a few session dates during the spring semester, so please check it out at Building 60, Room 140. Come on by February 28th, so today, from 11 to noon, March 13th from 2 to 3 p.m., and April 3rd from noon to 1 p.m. For more information, call Erica Almos at 619-644-7071.
Awesome. Did you want to do another one?
Sure, why not?
I mean, we got a ton of stuff in there.
We do. Maybe not that one. Let's see.
It's hard
we
to
already
pick.
did it. Yeah, I know. Because we already did a theater one, so I figured we don't need to do a second.
Yeah, but there's
one.
so many theater events, though.
Well, I know the second one is the play that isn't going to start for a while, so
Okay.
we have some time on that.
Okay, we can tease.
All right, we can. In case you didn't know, there's a second play later in the semester. That's it. That's your tease. Yeah, I think there's 2 every spring. Okay, CalFresh is California's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, and is the nation's anti-hunger federal program. Each week from 1 to 4 p.m. in the Common Ground at Building 60, Room 206, find out if you're eligible to enroll in CalFresh with one of the specialists here at Grossmont. Walk-ins are welcome. If you have any questions or application assistance, a CalFresh enrollment specialist can help. CalFresh, better food for better living.
Oh, I like that.
Right? I like that little slogan at the end.
That's what they had on the flyer, so I was like, hey, you know what? We'll go for it.
Why not?
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much for sitting with me for that, because I like doing these announcements. We've got some good stuff.
Yes.
And then...
I like doing an announcer voice.
You have a nice announcer voice. It pleases me.
Thanks.
Yeah, so we'll cover some more of those, I think, later on. We're going to have some students come in and do the news here at 12:40 today as well. So we got that to look forward to. And in the and actual news, I mean, not like our news. I mean,
the like current news.
The stuff that doesn't make you roll your eyes and start smacking your head on the desk. That's what we do here.
That absolutely.
So that being said, I think we can go ahead and jump right in here. 2 nuns misappropriated substantial amounts of funds from a Catholic school in Southern California for their own use, the Monsignor of St. James Catholic Church said in a letter to parishioners.
Don't take the money.
Does it say what they took it for?
I don't know. Maybe they needed to get boob jobs or something. Sister Mary Margaret
Nuns?
retired in June. Well, you know.
Okay, continue.
Nuns got needs. Sister Mary Margaret retired in June after 28 years as a principal of the K-8 school, which serves students from Torrance and Redondo Beach. A routine audit upon her retirement raised several red flags of checks being cashed into different accounts, said Adrian Alarcon, Director of Media Relations for the Los Angeles Archdiocese. The amount is thought to be in the range of $500,000.
Oh my goodness.
But an investigation is underway to determine the full amount.
Oh gosh.
Sister Lana was an 8th grade teacher at the school who retired this year as well after 20 years, CNN reported to KABC affiliates. The church and archdiocese chose not to press for criminal charges against the sisters. Instead, they plan to address the situation internally through investigation, restitution, and sanctions on the sisters. Sister Mary Margaret and Sister Lana have expressed to me and asked that I convey to you the deep remorse they feel for their actions and ask for your forgiveness and prayers, Myers wrote in the letter. They and their order pray that you have not lost trust or faith in the educators and administrators of this school. You know, okay, a lot of religious people, they have their own thing and, you know, thoughts and prayers and all that. But
yeah.
I don't understand why that is always the first defense oh, I know I did this terrible thing. I've committed a felony, grand theft, and I've completely ruined the trust of these people who were donating to the schools and giving us tuition for their children. But I'm sorry about it, and please pray for me.
Right.
Really? That's the best you got?
Just please pray for my sins that I'm going to continue making, probably.
Oh, listen to how contrite I am now after being caught violating the law for 20 years.
For $500,000 and maybe more.
$500,000.
Jeepers creepers.
But yeah, you raise an interesting question to me. What in the world are two old nuns going to do with $500,000?
Right?
It's not like they could start rocking the Cartier or strutting around the nunnery in a pearl-lined silk Versace wimple or something. You're not going to see the little Gucci stamps all over their habits.
Maybe they really like collecting Funko Pops or something. I don't know.
Oh, that would be even more depressing. If they embezzled $500,000 just to start collecting little porcelain precious moments figurines, that would just be the saddest thing ever. Or
it would be, but honestly, it'd be kind of funny.
It would be funny, but it would be so sad. Or
why
what about
feel the need?
little pastel porcelain cats?
Oh.
Because I don't think they're allowed to keep pets.
Oh, that made me even more sad. Why are they not allowed to keep pets?
I think I could be totally wrong, but I think it has something to do with not distracting from their devotions.
I guess.
And I don't know. Oh, also I think animals in these blessed and holy places is a sacrilege, because who knows where the cat's gonna do its business, and it might defile. I don't know.
Yes. That's rude.
I don't know what the bylaws are.
I don't either, but
I
feel sorry for nuns if they're not allowed to have kitties.
I do, well.
Or puppies.
I do too. But I think that's what you see in a lot of the movies where they have a little nun who goes behind their nunnery and they've found little stray dogs they're petting. Because they can't keep them, but they're going to do something nice for them anyway.
That's valid.
Chinese censor. This is an old story from last semester, but I just found it so funny anyway.
For sure.
Chinese censors have banned the release of Christopher Robin, a new film adaptation of A.A. Milne's beloved story about Winnie the Pooh, according to The Hollywood Reporter. The Winnie the Pooh character has become a lighthearted way for people across China to mock their president Xi Jinping, but it seems the government doesn't find the joke very funny. It started when Xi visited the U.S. in 2013, and an image of Xi and then President Barack Obama walking together spurned comparisons to Winnie and a portly President Xi walking with Tigger and a lanky Obama.
So they banned Christopher Robin because of
Yes. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh is banned in China because the president has a sad little ego. Oh, he's so sad.
Oh.
President Xi was again compared to the fictional bear in 2014 during a meeting with Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who took part of the pessimistic, gloomy donkey Eeyore. That's also just pegged right there. Abe has that kind of John Kerry, his face droops with joy kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just all running down the sides. As comparisons grew and the Winnie the Pooh meme spread online, censors in China began erasing the images which mocked Xi. The website of the U.S. television station HBO was blocked back in December after comedian John Oliver repeatedly made fun of Chinese president's apparent sensitivity over comparisons of his figure with that of Winnie. The segment also focused on China's dismal human rights record. I saw that episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver where he was talking about Winnie the Pooh and Xi, and he was like, I'm fully aware that this episode is going to be going to not allowed to be aired in China. The president / dictator of China, he's this portly little Chinese guy, and he just absolutely hates to be compared to Winnie the Pooh.
For sure. John Oliver voice. That's nice. This is funny, though.
Yeah. Another comparison between Xi and Winnie during a military parade in 2015 became that year's most censored image, according to Global Risk Insights. The firm said the Chinese government viewed the meme as a, quote, serious effort to undermine the dignity of the presidential office and Xi himself. Who, by the way, got the I don't know if it's a Congress or Parliament that they have in China, but they voted to remove all term limits for the president. So he's basically now president / dictator for life.
Wow.
And children will not be allowed to enjoy Winnie the Pooh.
That is rude. Winnie the Pooh should be enjoyed by every individual.
Now, the funny thing is the government is saying that the reason that the film was rejected from being allowed into China was that Chinese authorities only allow 34 foreign films to be released in Chinese cinemas each year. And so, sorry, you're number 35. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
So close. Sorry.
No.
Christopher Robin was the second Disney film to be denied a release last year after A Wrinkle in Time was blocked for some reason, while Ant-Man and the Wasp were allowed to open. So they like action films, but they don't like children's stories. That's
lame.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense a little bit.
I mean, it's Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
I'm not upset about that.
Who would say no to Paul Rudd?
If my mom is listening, that was just totally that was not licentious whatsoever.
Oh, no.
No,
Not at all.
I'm pure as the driven snow.
So pure.
Oh, man. A man's Tinder chat with a young woman took an unusual turn.
This already starts badly.
When she revealed she was currently in hospital giving birth. I fell off my chair when I read this one. Brad Galloway recently started a conversation with a girl on Tinder and asked what she was up to that night. The girl replied to tell Brad she was in hospital. Concerned, he asked why, and he didn't receive the answer he was expecting. "What are you doing today?" he said. "I'm in hospital," she replied. "Having my baby. Gutted I'm not out tonight. Ha ha."
Oh my goodness.
The website metro.co.uk says they're not sure what's more impressive, the fact that she was up for a night out when she was close to giving birth, or that she was still looking for a date hours before becoming a mother.
Yeah.
That is a red flag right there.
She probably shouldn't be a mother.
That just reeks of desperation.
Yeah.
If I'm in the hospital and my cervix is already dilating up to 9-10 centimeters, I can't imagine that I'm in the mood for love.
No.
That I'm looking for a date.
I can't imagine that whole situation would be even remotely attractive.
I want to believe.
Put you in the mood, like you're in pain, unless you're into that, I guess.
Well, not even just
like
that, but all the
pain.
things that tend to come out of a person during that process. Besides babies, there's. Oh, sorry. No. No. A woman was chatting with a guy on Tinder while she was giving birth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Ew,
you.
indeed.
No, I think you came at the right time.
You came at the exact right time.
That was the first time we've ever had a guest come into the studio who was on their way somewhere else who actually double backed to get clarification for a story.
Yeah. Also, I think that's the first time I've had like an actual conversation with Callow.
That's true. I mean, I'm going to actually... Where the hell is that sound? You know, when I try to do these things... There it is. When I try to do these things impromptu, it just doesn't work out. So I'm going to declare that was sort of a first happening here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to give it the prize.
Oh, yay.
That story wins. That was the story that brought back a professor with her eyebrows knitted together going, what?
Hello?
What?
Why are you talking about this?
So I may have to, Dear Diary, I have to mark
Dear
that one.
Diary,
That's gonna
today
be,
was the day
it happened.
that we had a double take.
It finally happened.
The story of the semester.
Oh,
and it's only your second episode. Like, how are we gonna go up from here?
Every week, every week is an effort to just go a little bit higher, just to top myself.
Good.
A UK man called emergency services. Oh, God, this is just never good. A UK man called emergency services on New Year's Day, asking for an ambulance to come to his home to perform a DNA test.
What?
Because his partner cheated. Yeah.
I just knocked my head into the microphone because of how thrown I was by this.
He was trying to smack his head on the desk and then Mike got in the way. The man spoke with an operator from Northwest Ambulance Service, which covers Cumbria, Lancashire, Cheshire, Merseyside, and Greater Manchester. So again, a UK story.
For sure.
In a recording
UK is just wild right now, I guess.
What's that?
The UK is just wild right now.
I must have hit a hot vein of stories in that area. In a recording of the conversation, the operator asks the man, "Is the patient breathing?" To which he replies, "Okay, please, I'm just ringing because my partner cheated on me." The recording was posted to social media by the ambulance service, who accompanied the video with the caption FFS, Fat Friday Fact Share.
That's what that means.
Yeah. And then all they said after that was, really though?
Yeah.
We received almost 6,000 emergency calls on New Year's Day, which is 33% more than usual, the Northwest Ambulance Service wrote on Facebook. Needless to say, we didn't send this man an ambulance, but when we receive calls for anything other than a serious emergency, it wastes our precious time and resources. You know, the usual statements about people wasting time.
Like, do you not have the common sense to know that that is not something you would call 911 for?
I am continually amazed, and you would think I would get numb after a while after reading these, but every time I read one of these stories, it just amazes me that what some people consider to be a life and death situation.
Right? Especially, like, to do a DNA test.
And I don't even know what he was wanting a DNA test on.
Like, to find out, like, who it was with?
Yeah, but what was he wanting to test? It's not like he had any remains or samples, I can imagine. What was he wanting?
Depends on how fresh and...
Well, were they wanting...
Whether... I'm not even going to go there, but...
No, I know what you're getting at. I don't want to go that way either. Same. But it's like... What did he think was going to happen?
I don't know.
Why is your partner cheating on you considered, if you objectively think about it, a life and death situation?
Because it's not.
And B, those tests take a long time.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a swab they can do that says, oh, it's John Smith.
Yeah. You don't
those have to go
do a
in.
swab and then it like automatically like the cotton swab speaks out loud to you.
And
this
you have
is
to have a source to compare it to.
Yeah.
So you can't just run a DNA test and
you
say, oh, okay, the test is done now.
Grab DNA from like everyone you suspect it could be or something. So, and they're not going to do that for you.
So that guy was just... so we already got, I think, our idiot of the day on this one.
Yeah. I think so.
You want to hear a story about Martha Stewart?
Yes.
Yes. You want to hear about a story about Martha Stewart getting dragged online?
Yes.
Martha Stewart shared her secret method of using a cappuccino machine to make scrambled eggs, and her fans aren't having it.
What?
I just liked it a lot.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I love this song.
They're breaking it down.
This is my new jam.
I should have saved the rest of it because that actually...
You should send that song to me so I can see if my friend Finley knows it.
I will absolutely do that. The video is kind of fun too.
For sure.
After breaking up the raw eggs into a large cup and seasoning them with salt, pepper, and butter, Martha Stewart began her divisive trick. Instead of cooking the eggs in a frying pan, as most people would, the cookbook author brings the cup of raw eggs to a nearby cappuccino machine and lets the steam wand do the work. It steams the eggs into the softest, fluffiest scrambled eggs, Stewart explained as the cappuccino machine gurgled in the background. In just a matter of seconds, your eggs are finished. So, here's the problem. Many of her more than 4,000 Facebook users who commented on the video have a completely different point of view. It's such that most of them said most people don't have a $900 cappuccino machine in their houses to make eggs with. So she used this machine in the video, and these people are saying that even if they did have these incredibly expensive coffee machines, they would not want to use it to make raw egg, to get raw egg all over the thing.
That's not sanitary.
So one person said, yeah, I'll do this because everybody has a cappuccino machine with no stove or frying pan. Another user added, I've been wondering what to do with my excess cappuccino machines, and here's a solution. Some clever users even chimed in with humor suggestions on how to use other household appliances to prepare food.
Oh, boy.
Next up, how to cook a brisket in your dishwasher, wrote one user. And another added, up next, how I learned to make Pinot Grigio in a trash sack using fruit scraps. Prison wine, basically.
Yes.
What do they call it? Cheer wine, I think they call it. Is that what it is? Or they make it in prison?
Possibly. I don't know exactly.
Hi,
what
Edmund.
It's
Thank
called.
you. I will take that from you.
Hello.
That is Edmund, who will be up in a few minutes to bring us a news broadcast. So
12 to be exact.
Looking forward to that.
Edmund, did you want to join us for some silly news stories?
Yeah, why not? It's gonna be fun, I think.
Hi, Edmund. This is Edmund Cooley. You want to put your headphones on? All that?
Yeah.
So Edmund is one of our A students, and he is one of the people here that is also bringing us the news every time they're on. So this is his first time, his inaugural time sitting here with us on Breakfast of Imbeciles. So
Get this.
you know what? Let's have a little celebratory music.
Yes.
Why not a little instrumental Viva Las Vegas?
Why not?
Viva Las Vegas. There
Why
we go.
not?
Yeah. Ooh, I still have Brandon's intro music too.
He has intro music?
You never heard Brandon's intro music? That's right, because you weren't here very much last semester.
I think I was here with him like once, and that was towards the beginning of the semester.
Okay, so last semester, Brandon was not Brandon, who's in our class right now, was not a student in this program because he'd finished.
Yeah.
And now he's back to do some additional work. But since he had other classes, he would always come in after the show had started, so I decided he needed an intro because he was my guest host. So whenever he would come in, this would come in. And
this is an epic.
yeah, that's the Olympics theme.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
And so then that would play. That would go on, and I would kind of slobber, "Oh, B. Millie, you're here. Thank God you're saving me from myself, because left alone, who knows what might happen."
Honestly.
And
though.
then every time he would leave, I would play this song, which I found out a couple weeks ago he had actually never heard because he was always leaving. So his headphones were off. So.
There he goes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that never failed to make me laugh.
Each step he takes brings heartaches my way.
Oh, it's perfect.
So yeah, and then he would leave.
That's how I feel every
and I
time
was sad.
Brandon
Actually,
leaves.
this is very nice of you. Like, yeah, it's a
What?
very nice song. I
Thank
like
you.
it. Yeah.
Thank you. I liked it. And then one day, if he left and he had given me any sort of sass, I would be like,
Bye, Felicia.
and then wave him out the door, and he'd be gone.
Good.
Okay.
So let's see. We did the Martha Stewart cappuccino machine, and let's see. Oh, this was a good one. This story I couldn't believe. Just
I'm
people
excited.
are so stupid. An Oklahoma woman was looking for love and got more than she bargained for when she unwittingly shared her exhilaration about illegally shooting a buck on a dating app with a game state warden.
Ooh. Oh gosh.
I think she's lucky.
Well, I love the fact that she was poaching, and the person she shared it with was a game warden.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Oklahoma game warden Cannon Harrison, which is so outdoorsy. That is such an outdoorsy name, Cannon Harrison.
Ooh.
No? Okay. Just me? All right. Says he uncovered the poaching in a conversation on Bumble with a McIntosh County woman. She talked about using a spotlight to shoot the deer at night outside the rifle season. The woman only harvested the head and backstrap meat,
Oof.
and she sent Harrison pictures as proof. The woman has pleaded guilty to charges of improper possession of an illegally taken animal and taken game out of season.
Ooh.
She and an accomplice faced $2,400 fines.
Good.
Wow.
So, yeah, I just don't get these people that simply cannot cover, they can't let their own crimes sit. They have to brag about it.
Honestly, though. Like, that happens a lot, honestly.
It really is. People
then they'll
just cannot help themselves.
Stupidly share it with the wrong person. And
Which
it's
I
just-
love.
You
it's
know
so
what? I
funny.
think this is a part of human nature. Like, keeping doing mistakes and can't even cover. So,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
This
True.
is what I think.
People have to
Because-
brag. You know,
yeah.
I stuck it to the man. I got away with it. Ha, ha, ha. What's that, officer? What? And, yeah.
Oh,
What's
okay.
that, the man?
Oh, it's so sad. Just so stupid. Some people, I swear. Okay. I love that
Oh,
story
boy.
so much. So we are going to take a quick little break here, everybody. So don't forget to stick around. We will take a little musical break, then we'll come back and chabber. I was going to say
Jabber.
chat and jabber. I tend to make my words into conjunctions.
Jabber
that
and
make no
jat.
sense. We're going to chat for a little bit, and then we will come back and have some news. So stick around. This is Photographed by Def Leppard. Don't forget to check us out on our Facebook page at Griffin Radio 119. Our Instagram is Griffin Radio SD. And, of course, you can always hear us on the TuneIn app at griffinradio.com.
Yeah.
This is Get This on Griffin Radio. Yeah. You a hep cat. Welcome back to Get This Everybody here on Griffin Radio. I am your always host,
Always.
DJ Lunchbox.
Yes, and I am DJ Supremus.
Now, DJ Supremus, you might want to maybe pimp your show a little bit that's coming
Pimp
up.
my show.
Because you have a
Ooh,
show.
I do have a show. You're right. We're going to start that baby on Wednesday morning at 10.
I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to be on it.
Well, I know you were able to get B. Millie to come along.
was. And I know there's this really cool guy named DJ Lunchbox. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Oh, you know what? That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I think I know who he
he's
might
gonna
be.
be on my show too. And then we
That's true.
got one of our good buddies from last semester, Simon.
Simon's coming with us.
Simon's-
Absolutely.
I don't
one
know
of our
his
B students.
DJ name.
I don't know if he has one. If
Well.
he does, I've never found out, and now I feel bad.
Same.
Hmm.
But Simon's going to be on there, and then one of our A students, David, is going to be playing as well.
So we've got a little
Playing, you say?
cross-generational D&D show coming up here.
We do.
And what's
we
it
are
called?
playing. Oh, the show is called Hotel Never Rest.
Oh, I like that.
'Cause we're going to be playing Monster of the Week.
I don't have an appropriate sound effect for that. That makes me sad.
Darn. Well, I mean, your show is very, like, stupidity and hilarity, so it kind of makes sense that you don't have a, like, whoa.
That's true. That's true. I mean, but maybe you'll accept this in exchange.
I will always accept the ham.
And that's not a metaphor, just so we know.
No, it's not. It's literally just that sound effect makes me so happy.
So, when is it going to be?
It is Wednesdays at 10 in the morning.
Wednesdays from 10 to 11?
Yes.
Wednesdays from 10 to 11. The four of us are going to be here in the studio.
Woo!
We've already got our characters put together because Lord
Indeed.
knows that would not be interesting radio to listen to us. Well, I don't know. Should he be blonde? Should he have kind
Yeah.
of like a dusty? No. So we've already got the main stuff put together. We will go over our characters and set the stage and get
Yeah.
the story so everybody who's listening can really feel like you're with us.
Yep, we'll do it very naturally too. Not have us like go around the table and be like, well, I'm going to be this guy. It'll be, we introduce the setting and then introduce each of you as your stories start.
And DJ Supremus is the one going to be running the story for us, so
Yes.
this will be really fun.
Story by moi.
Now, did you happen to use any of the handbooks? If
I did
anybody,
not.
no, this is a fully customized.
This is fully me, baby.
All right. Which
That sounded
rule-
wrong coming out of my mouth just saying.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but which edition are we playing?
It's not an edition, it's just Monster of the Week.
Okay, so this is just for fun. We're not dealing with all of these spreadsheets and
Yeah,
calculators
it's,
and everything.
No,
Oh,
there's
so this
no
is just
real...
for it's simple and it's for fun
Yes.
and it's just for the story and for us to have a good time.
Indeed. It's
I-
basically just so it's like it's a type of D&D game that's specifically horror called Monster of the Week. And it's kind of the same, but it's kind of like just simplified D&D basically.
I can totally get behind that.
Yep.
Because I've played D&D just maybe once a week for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but honestly, I spent more time flipping through my little manual trying to figure out what I was supposed to be doing or
For sure.
the different modifiers. So
Yeah. I will have like a printed out thing of like the moves that you can
Excellent.
do because I know I forget the moves a lot, but it's a lot simpler.
I'm all about baby's first D&D. That pleases me.
Yeah.
And
Especially since we have David who has never played it at all.
yeah, this is going to be interesting. David's never played, and B. Millie plays very often.
Yes.
So this
we
will be an
have
interesting
some
cross-section.
some senior players and then we have baby players.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to take another break here so that we can get the news out to you.
Heck yeah.
So here on Griffin Radio, we're going to take another break, and I just repeated myself. I don't know why I did that. We're going to do the news here.
From around the world, across the U.S., and right here in San Diego, bringing you news, sports, and weather. Griffin Radio, your CNN News affiliate.
Good afternoon. This is Edmund Kula from Griffin Radio with the latest news. A juror in Hawaii avoids jury duty but ends up spending the night in a jail. Jacob Maledando was accused of feeling he is guilty in a courtroom hallway Tuesday. He said he did so because he didn't want to be chosen to sit through a trial. Judge Ed Kubo said he had released dozens of jurors and declared a mistrial because of Maldondo's actions. A man and woman appeared in a Texas courtroom Wednesday for a custody hearing in shocking case of apparent child neglect. Andrew Fabella is a father to one of 4 children belonging to a Page Herkins that were found living in squalor earlier this month. The local sheriff described the condition as an atrocity. Both Herkin and Fabella were arrested and charged with child endangerment. Child Protective Services took custody of the children. A man and woman in California stand accused of putting their baby body in a dumpster after the child died while they were doing drugs on New Year's Eve. Prosecutors on Wednesday announced the disturbing details of the case against Adam Manson and Kiana Williams. They were both facing charges of child abuse resulting in death. Their son's body still hasn't been found. 6-month-old Jackson Manson was last seen on New Year Eve with his parents, but the child wasn't reported missing until January 25th. In searching for baby's body, police have been focusing their efforts this week on landfill in Corona. The parents each face up to 10 years in prison if convicted. It's a miracle a New Mexico man didn't kill anyone. When police say he drove more than 120 miles an hour in a wrong direction on an interstate. He flew by dozens of unsuspecting drivers, with the state police and San Miguel County Sheriff's deputies on his tail, and it was all caught on camera. A trial began in New York State Wednesday for a man who is accused of killing his severely disabled adopted son in February 2017. Prosecutors say Ernest Franklin and his wife Heather killed their 16-year-old son, Jeffrey, and then set a house on fire to cover up what they had done. They say the couple was overwhelmed by caring for Jeffrey, who was deaf and nonverbal. Franklin is charged with a second-degree murder, third-degree arson, and tampering with the physical evidence. His wife is being tried separately. A police officer is being evaluated after being hit by a car during a food chase in Florida Wednesday. It happened in Boynton Beach after an apparent shoplifting incident. According to local media, the officer was nearby and heard a call to go out. When he saw a person matching the description of the suspect, the officer gave a chase and was struck by a vehicle.
The officer is still being evaluated right now. If you're so inclined, we would ask that the community please pray for the officer and pray for all of us here at the Boynton Beach Police Department as we still have an active criminal investigation.
Today's weather is going to be in mid-60 and partly cloudy. The time is now 12:46. This is Edmund Kula from Griffin Radio. Thanks for listening.
This has been Griffin Radio, your CNN News affiliate.
Welcome back to Get This Everybody here on Griffin Radio. I thought we needed a little hard news action.
Yeah.
It's just kind of pretty.
It is. I like it.
I think I ripped this off from NBC, so I just wanted to share that.
Nice. I appreciate
I didn't write
it.
this myself. I just feel you should know that too.
I did not compose this music.
Yes, this is totally not mine. So yeah, check us out on our Facebook page, Griffin Radio 119. Our Instagram account is Griffin Radio SD, and you can always hear us on the TuneIn app under the Griffin Radio channel.
Yay.
We are always there, unless we're not, which never happens.
If you ever want to, request songs or anything, you can always call in to us at 619-644-7725.
I haven't done a request yet. That would be nice to get. Somebody should call. Oh, I totally forgot too. You can hit me up on my personal email address at lunchboxthedj@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about our states of mind here.
You have a DJ email?
See, that's another thing. I did that last semester, but you weren't around very much. So, yeah.
I didn't know that. Has anyone actually messaged you?
I haven't even gotten spam.
Oh, wow.
It is a howling void.
Do you hear that? His email is empty. You know what that means? You listeners should email him. Even if you're just emailing him to be like, what's up?
I haven't even gotten a chain letter.
Wow.
That is so sad.
Yeah, you need to email him one of those, like, you have to email this to someone else or else you'll die in 2 hours.
Somebody break the seal on my email address, for God's sake. Oh, this story made me so happy.
Oh, boy.
A man with a very strange nickname was arrested for a serious crime in Baltimore.
I'm so proud of you.
Police say Anthony Ward, a.k.a. Doo-Doo Butt, was involved in a road rage-style shooting in October of 2018. What kind of gang?
Why? I'm gonna die. Why is that his name?
I don't know. On October 30th, officers were called about a reported shooting. They found a 20-year-old man with multiple gunshot wounds to his body. Supremus, you all right there?
Oh, this is the funniest thing ever.
That was the furthest I've ever seen you get from the microphone.
Continue.
Preliminary investigations reveal the shooting stemmed from an accident where a man riding a dirt bike hit the 20-year-old's car, causing damage. Detectives discovered Doo-Doo Butt was the man. I thought if I said it fast enough, I thought if I spoke fast enough, I could just get through it, but I was wrong. DDB.
No, that's worse.
I broke myself. Detectives discovered Doo-Doo Butt was the main suspect in this case and was arrested in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania in December. Doo-Doo Butt is currently in Pennsylvania and awaiting extradition to Baltimore City. He is going to be so popular in prison.
That's the first one that you've gotten me to take my glasses off. I'm crying.
Doo-Doo Butt the shooter. Yeah.
That's so good. Holy.
I just don't get it. Oh.
Why?
I have no other comments. I don't have anything else to say about that.
Hey, Doo-Doo Butt, if you're out there listening,
we got you.
Call in and let us know why that's your nickname, because I really want to know. Like, did you poop yourself at some point, and then no one ever let you live it down, and then one day you just embraced it, or what happened?
Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know now.
I really want to know.
That's rough.
Oh, that just made my day. Thank you.
This next one may be my favorite story of this. I mean, I can't say of the semester because this is only, 2 shows in.
Yeah.
But
this
is a strong contender.
Oh, boy.
Police in the California community of Salinas are trying to track down a man who spent 3 hours licking the doorbell of a home in an incident that was caught on video. Officers have identified the man as Roberto Daniel Arroyo. According to media reports, the cameras in the newly installed security system also caught Arroyo moving an extension cord to the front yard and relieving himself, in addition to licking the doorbell for 3 hours.
What?
So clearly
3 hours?
Yeah, he was just lapping at that doorbell.
What was he on?
I wish I knew. All they say is he could face misdemeanor charges of petty theft and prowling. What was he stealing?
Wait, did they arrest him or just catch him on?
No, I don't know. I know they identified him, but it doesn't say if they arrested him. They just said that he could face these charges. But
sure.
Petty theft? Was that he was licking all the flavor off the doorbell? The next person to come along wouldn't get anything? It was just, he got all the popsicle was gone. All he left was the stick?
I don't know. This is... I don't even know how to react.
I don't know how to answer
this.
it either. And I didn't watch the video. I was kind of afraid to, because once you've looked into that abyss,
yeah,
I just don't want that to get behind my eyeballs,
Right? It's one thing for someone to lick a doorbell, period. It's another thing for someone to lick a doorbell for 3 hours.
3 hours. And mind you, this was one of those situations where the camera was part of the doorbell, so it was just this close-up of
Oh,
his face
God.
as he was just
Ugh. I don't
just
like
lapping
that.
it.
That's so gross. Oof. No, thank you.
3 hours?
3 hours!
I get...
I'm disturbed.
I'm
bothered. I'm genuinely bothered.
I am a little bothered, but I'm a little bothered by
Especially
that.
knowing like how many people must have touched that doorbell. Like the amount of germs on it would be tremendous. Like what was he doing? Being like, "Oh, I can skip my flu shot this year by licking this doorbell for 3 hours."
So you think he's sort of a homeopathic vaccinator?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, this one is my second favorite story
Oh boy.
because
There are just so many good stories this episode. I'm so sad that B. Millie isn't here.
I know. Hopefully he's listening. I hope he's listening.
Shout out to B. Millie.
B. Millie.
Feel better,
Hashtag.
bro.
We should get his Instagram name too and start, pimping that out.
True. I
It's
feel like
Millie Dollar Man or something like that.
Yeah.
Million.
yeah.
I don't know how
that
to pronounce
sounds-
it.
That sounds correct.
I could look at my phone, but it's all the way in my pocket.
Well, mine's in my hand, so I'll check while you're reading.
To identify the burglary suspect who broke into a closed Florida police substation and ate an officer's chicken dinner, detectives didn't need to lift fingerprints or get DNA from the discarded meal. The ID cards authorities say that she left behind did the trick.
Now, you ain't gotta lie to me. I know who you are. Come around, don't be acting funny. I know who you are. What's the reason you've been frontin' for?
Boynton Beach police say Wednesday that an officer arriving for a morning shift at a department substation found a broken window and the remains of a hastily eaten chicken dinner scattered in the kitchen. Finding the suspect wasn't hard. They say the 29-year-old Ilande Jean-Pierre left behind her wallet, which contained her two ID cards.
Oh, boy. Good job.
Police say security video shows she spent about 45 minutes in the substation before leaving. So, this is finally where I get to break in the sound effect here from this Florida case.
Oh, yes.
Florida. Oh, Lord.
Thank goodness.
Florida.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I
Florida.
don't mean to call anybody out by name here, but you got to do better.
Come on, Florida. The Florida man did this. Florida did this.
Florida did this.
This happened in Florida.
This was more Florida.
It's always Florida.
And this is probably my third favorite story.
Oh,
the stars
boy.
the stars just aligned on this.
I'm so pleased.
Like another police story. Actually,
Okay.
that's 3 police stories in a row.
Hey.
How funny. Police say a woman smashed her way into a closed Pennsylvania police station looking for an officer she'd been sexually harassing ever since he arrested her.
Wow.
Police say 27-year-old Ashley Keister
Easter.
Police say 27-year-old Ashley Keister of Nanticoke used a large cigarette butt receptacle to smash glass doors into the West Wyoming Police Building around 12:45 a.m. Monday. Once inside, she started rummaging through filing cabinets. West Wyoming Police Chief Curtis Nocera said Keister had been under investigation for harassing an officer who arrested her last year. He says she sent sexually harassing messages on social media and would call 911 just to talk to him. The break-in was caught on surveillance cameras, and Keister was charged with aggravated assault on a police officer, burglary, and vandalism. That's a restraining order just waiting to happen.
Yeah, wow.
So was it like some kind of Stockholm syndrome, do you
I
think?
was thinking the same thing.
Or do you think she just really appreciated his strength
Like,
and his sense of authority?
You did a really good job arresting me. Wow, I feel like you could support me. That was my impression. Did I do good?
She didn't have a father. There was no strong male influence around to keep her off the pole, and so now she just
Yep. Just
the first-
harasses the first guy that arrests
the
her.
first man to arrest her. She just flings herself at him. So sad. Story's old as time.
Oh, boy.
Boy handcuffs girl stalks boy.
It's that old story.
Just like in Twilight.
That got me. Starts to just agree instinctively.
Well, if you start to say things in a reasonable tone, people will agree with anything because they're not really listening.
It's not that I wasn't listening. It's just I
I know,
agree with everything you say. Oh boy.
God, we're such idiots. You know that?
I know.
I appreciate this time.
Same.
We got time for one more here. So an email about this was cute. I like this story. This is a good one to end on. An email about a bachelor party sent to the wrong person led an Arizona man to taking a trip to a Vermont ski resort to attend a party of someone he didn't know.
Welcome to my party. Glad you like the dress. Welcome to my party. Baby, where's the ice? Who here's up for dancing? Who here's new? Welcome to my party. Who the hell invited you?
Okay, so
that was perfect.
William Novak of Phoenix got the email on January 7th about the ski weekend party. He didn't know the person, but the party with its over-the-top invitation sounded like a good time, so he emailed back as a joke to say he was in. Novak, 35, was about the same age as people who were also invited to the party and expected to get no response or one recognizing his humor. Instead, the partygoers from New Jersey and New York agreed that he should totally come along.
Wow.
When they wrote back and they were like, if you're serious, we're serious. Get here. I was blown away, he said. I just started cracking up and laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, these guys seem insane, he said. Novak, a father of a 10-month-old who with his wife has spent much of their savings on renovating their old house, had a hard time rationalizing spending $750 on airfare, ski rentals, and lift passes, so he started a GoFundMe page with the heading, Help me go to the bachelor party of a stranger. By the time he and his family had eaten dinner, this trip was funded.
Yep, that sounds about right.
I thought that was so cool.
That is awesome. I love that.
How oddball. I love those cases where somebody's just like, oh, well, it's clearly an error. You know it's an error. I know it's an error. I'll just be funny about this.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That kind of reminds me of like that one like teenage like kid who's like some random grandma messaged him like happy like Thanksgiving or something. And, like, he was like, oh, you're not my grandma. And she was just like, oh, you're welcome anyway. And then they, like, have, like, I think it's Thanksgiving. They have, like, Thanksgiving together, like, every year now. It's really cute.
Oh, that is so cool.
I know. It's so cute.
That's fun. I love when that kind of stuff gets to happen. It's
right?
It's nice to see something actually nice happen for once.
Yeah, it's nice to see humans be, like, good sometimes.
Who knew?
Right? Especially with the stories we go over.
Yeah, you know what? I like to balance it out just a little bit. They don't always have to be stupid idiots and
they don't always have
chicken
to be
scented
doo-doo
candles
butt.
and doo-doo butt shooting up some poor guy.
That's gonna like get me the rest of the day. I'm just gonna be like eating my dinner and then just my brain's just gonna be like doo-doo butt.
This is a shout out to our friend Doo-Doo Butt out there. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we're going to get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
This has been Get This on Griffin Radio every Tuesday and Thursday from noon to 1. I've been your host, DJ Lunchbox with
DJ Supremus.
And B. Millie will be back with us as soon as he's feeling better, which we hope will be soon.
Hopefully.
Check us out on Facebook at Griffin Radio 119, Instagram at Griffin Radio SD, and our TuneIn app channel is Griffin Radio.
Woo.
Thank you so much, guys. We will see you next week.
See ya.